好的，双方的第二局比赛马上进入 VP 画面，我们来看一下。
So that order has changed up. If an IO is left into the pool, then it's very easy for Yandex to be able to take it for themselves. And again, we've already spoken.
Good. This hero has been instrumental in a lot of Nigma's wins with the Nature's Prophet ban as well. That's a lot of the heroes that have been super key for Nigma, and so they're going to have to go to something different because it's not a draft that's going to be the same.
I mean, Earth Spirit is still left in the pool. I do think that Earth Spirit gave them a lot in that game one, and I think CJ did deliver in the early game. He's had some performances on Earth Spirit where I felt that he wasn't as comfortable as others. We've seen like Noah and Nisha, but in that game one, he popped off. I really hope he doesn't lose confidence in it. And his Vibrant pick tells me he does kind of feel that he lost confidence in it.
This is a really interesting position. I actually don't know if Lornoff even wants to play Earth Spirit.
He does not.
It's not the end game carry, right? And he wants to be the scaling guy.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mira, that I think CJ played a great game early game. I do think you could see the lack of comfortable on the hero as more time passed. I think when you get to the late game, some of the item decisions are a little bit off. Some of the team fights letting Magnetize slip and not continue either on himself or other people. The positioning, just little tiny things. It felt like he was a little bit uncomfortable on the hero compared to some of his others. And I think there's a reason they skip on it, right? I think he's like, I'd rather not. And it seems like, hey, fair enough. We've gotten this far without playing the hero as they've skipped it a lot for this series. And Nigma also doesn't like it. So I think while at the same time it's maybe a little cowardly, I can also respect it.
It makes sense for them, I feel like. And I'm really curious to see, because Nigma, like you said, a lot of the heroes that we've seen them win on in this main stage of TI are banned out. There is no Necro, there is no Nature's Prophet, no Wisp, no Bounty. They looked for those heroes in previous days in order to get to this point. So I feel like we're going to see something fresh from Nigma, and I'm really excited for it.
You know what's really funny about this Wyvern is when I look at Wyvern, I think of it as an anti-lone druid hero, but it's not a hero that I associate with Nigma, nor do I think they play particularly well. So to me, it's just, we have a Winter Wyvern. They cannot Enigma us at any point ever. Okay, we have our BKB piercing disable. We've secured a strong laner. We've secured team fight. This is not happening to us.
Yeah, that's BKB Black Hole is definitely off the table. I think it's funny if both teams just pick their fives. I think that's actually quite a rare thing in drafting. Oftentimes cores are the more defining hero in drafts, and they are the ones that enable your supports. So you pick some strong dude who does a certain thing really well, and that lets you know, okay, we want follow-up damage in our supports. We want a guy who starts fights. And I think cores tend to be the heroes that let supports pick the way they want to. Whereas when you pick two supports like this, it doesn't actually define that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way to approach the draft, because I usually like to think of first pick as you're trying to create this like unbeatable draft, where second pick is trying to respond to. But yeah, that's actually really funny.
Dude, they pick Wyvern and they ban Enigma. The Violama terrified them. Like if this isn't trauma, I don't know what is.
I will also tell you that Watson hates this hero.
Oh, yeah?
Before the series, yes. Every single time he gets the last phase ban Enigma. It doesn't matter if he's playing 4 Gyrocopters. He wants to ban Enigma so bad.
It's interesting, it's interesting. Obviously, like, Enigma in that game kind of became like their Doom. And I think another hero that can accomplish similar goals is Doom, which is, you know, eventually he gets so strong, he has this big AoE disable that doesn't let you play the game, and there isn't really much you can do about it. I don't know if I've seen the Violama play it, but it's a hero that I feel like was really effective in the previous series, and a hero that I think personally is extremely strong, as it puts that ticking time bomb on you.
That's a great point, but I don't like it as a concept just based on how lanes went in game one.
No, that's fair.
Like, they got completely demolished on lanes, and I think Doom does not provide that game-changing moment the same way that Enigma does to justify losing lanes.
That's fair.
On the topic of Devi, I think the casters mentioned the moment where normally you see him like freaking out every time he gets a kill. There's some big fight. Devi like slammed. Also shows his and focused on the game and not getting sucked into this other stuff. At the end of the day, what matters is the screen in front of you. There may be all this cool stuff around you, and that's what makes it awesome and special. But what matters to you personally is the screen.
Yeah, it's always felt like he's been the type of person to keep an even temper, which is kind of rare for players who haven't experienced as many TIs as veteran players, like no one, for example.
This Largo's interesting because I feel like Nigma is, in general, even like dating back to TI7 Liquid, they like to play a heavy sustain drafts. And they like to play drafts where like they can group up and play together. And Largo is one of the best heroes to enable that kind of style. So I feel like this ties back into like similar concepts that we saw in the previous games where they're trying to build this unbreakable wall.
But there's a lot of burst heroes left for Yandex, like Lina and SF, that they love to play, which are pretty good against Largo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's I just think it's like it fits the concept that they want to go with.
And Kez is also a burst hero. It is the melee version. It makes sense for a lane with Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, it's a solid pairing. I imagine the lane is pretty good against Largo and the tempo is high. I think those are two of the best things against Largo because the hero is quite farmy, it's quite slow. In some ways, it's sort of a carry hero from the off lane. Even though he's a healer, so much of it is about getting those item timings. And if you're going to win the lane, and Kez is going to play faster than a lot of carries compared to something like Shadow Fiend or heroes like that, turrets, I think it fits thematically, and Watson is very, very comfortable on the hero.
Rubick's kind of interesting because I don't really see anything in particular that you want to pick it against.
Yeah.
There's, like, usually you want to pick it either as a, you know, you see some spells that you want to steal, or you have this lane matchup that's really good for him, or you want to prevent some sort of Underlord pick coming out because he's very effective against Underlord. But we already see Largo from Nigma, so it makes me think, like, what is it that they see here? Because I personally don't. Hoodwink's still in the pool. It worked. It was a great hero for them in the last game, but opting for Rubick, a little bit more scaling perhaps.
My guess is that they want to pick Doom. And they want a hero that can lane with Doom and protect against a potential enemy taking Rubick, with the idea that maybe a Doom or an Underlord, for example, will come out. Because a Doom or Underlord on 18 would make the Rubick very justified because it's kind of a block pick in that sense.
Yep. It has natural synergy together for sure, and it's like, it's an interesting hero because at the moment I don't see that much purpose for it, but we might see it down the line.
Yeah, if you do get to steal Arrow, it's completely bonkers, but it's kind of difficult to do so. But
yeah.
I played some pub against it, and I kept getting arrowed by a Rubick, and I was just stuck for 4 hours. So if they actually do get it, then you don't get to play the game anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I feel like that's the next stat we need to implement, is how much time you've been stunned by the arrow specifically.
Lots is the answer.
Lots, way too much.
Nigma have also used considerably more reserve time, which I think they actually tend to dig pretty heavily into it in general. When I look at their drafts, some teams pick very quickly. They don't use that much reserve time. I think Nigma thinks quite a bit of the earlier picks, and then it can cause you troubles on your last pick, especially when you have the absolute last pick like they do. So it can make Lornoff's choice, or whoever has the last pick here, a little bit dicey.
I think it's also due to the fact that a lot of the heroes are banned out, right? It is a little bit of a trickier draft for them. They have to reach into their pool of heroes right now and find something different.
I'm kind of surprised that Clinks came out. Like, it's a big burst damage hero. It can fight the Kez, and it can like really make lives difficult for supports like Wyvern and Rubick. But you have a Hoodwink and you have a Mirana. You have like these ranged spellcasters. You don't have guys that are going to stun for them. Like, I feel like the draft looks kind of wonky to me. Unless Lornoff gets on some DK mid or something, it looks off. Maybe that's just my read.
Oh, there's definitely validity to that. And it's all like they all played a similar range. Like, I think they do have disable, but it's not the kind of disable that goes in and starts stuff. It's a lot of skirmish stuff. And the issue when you have a ton of skirmish is when the game gets to sort of this 20-30 minute mark, it's not that reasonable for supports to start fights anymore. Generally, you want cores to start because the supports go in first and you say bushwhack a guy, but then suddenly you get lifted and you get insta-killed by Kez. And now you're down one hero and they have saves still waiting behind. So not having a core going into last pick that starts fights can be really weird because it can force Lornoff down a specific path because they feel like their draft needs something.
I hope they can escape that, because I feel like when we've seen them shine is when Lornoff gets to be that win condition. I do think this is where Sumail's like kind of killer instinct type player could come in clutch for them,
yeah.
Where he will just like run around and play so aggressively on the supports and try to rely on him knowing his limits extremely well to survive. But this Earth Spirit pick to me looks extremely scary. I feel like Yandex has very good draft integrity right now, and some of the strongest heroes that we've seen this patch.
Yeah, they have a bunch of heroes that go in, a bunch of heroes that follow up. Great team fight, great scaling. You want to have all your bases covered and also strong lanes. If you've got all of that, if you've got good ways to play the game, but also you don't get smashed early, it's sort of like the perfect draft in theory because you don't have clear weaknesses that can be exploited and you can make moves and get the game rolling. Earthspirit is super good against Clinks because you just find him, and if you get on him, he just dies. You're super tanky. You naturally buy Crozier, so you don't care so much about his scaly boys. There's a lot of good things about it.
You've covered your bases as well in terms of damage variety, and that Kez is going to be very heavily physical and cause problems in that sense, while Earthspirit's going to be popping off with magic damage, which makes it hard to itemize against this draft in the early game.
I'm trying to think of what Lornoff might play here. Feels like a pretty tricky pick for him.
Wait, that is in what they need for that draft?
Yeah.
His archetype of...
Like something that would fit Lornoff, but also make their draft come together. Because I agree with Mira, looking at their supports, you would normally look at like some sort of hero that can start fights, some sort of hero that can kind of play more active and set things up for them. But that it isn't really the type of heroes that he's played.
Yeah, I mean...
What do you see, Quinn?
A lot of the best answers to Earthspirit are banned. I think the Puck, even though Puck is bad against Earthspirit, could have been really good here, but Yandex bans it out. I don't think there's anything super obvious. I genuinely think it's going to be a bit of a weirder pick. Like, you could do something like a Viper that you try to win the lane really hard, but then it causes a lot of risk. You've got double turret. And so that's what we said before, is you've got this Clinks. He's the range damage dealer. If you pick another one, it makes your draft a little bit weird and puts a lot of burden on the other heroes. So I'm genuinely not super sure. This could be something like a Void Spirit, which we have seen Lornoff play before. And while it is not a great hero in general, it is the type of hero they need and also scales very well. And it's a game where he doesn't really need BKB, which is kind of the biggest Void Spirit thing.
The thing is, Void Spirit gets outpaced by Earth Spirit early on, and I think that you need the melee stun archetype, and I think Slardar is the only thing that fits the bill right now that can synergize with Clinks, but I don't know if Lornoff's a comfortable Slardar player. And the Doom does come out. The Underlord got cover banned by Nigma Galaxy, but this justifies the Rubik a little bit. You don't want to potentially give it away, and then you lose your Underlord or Doom in the last season.
Choose your hero.
I think it's a good game for it. It's kind of bad against Doom. But it's a game where BKB is not super needed. You can go in and out and poke. And I think we talked about how they a lot of skirmish. Well, Void Spirit is fight start on a core that also is skirmish. And so you can play in a way where, okay, sure, they've got Magnetize and Doom, but you've got ways to kite and not fully commit. You throw a pushback, you throw an arrow, Void Spirit jumps in, and none of you are really catchable at all during that period. And so they've got a cool way to fight. It's a synergy with Croak of Genius on Largo, so you've got the damage scaling, you've got the magic damage, and this hero scales insanely well with items. It's just a matter of getting there. So it's a cool pick. It's just, is this hero good enough to actually work, even though it makes sense?
I feel like you are the Void Spirit expert. When you look at the Void Spirit versus Earth Spirit mid-matchup, do you think Void Spirit can come out of that with enough of a lead to make things happen on side lanes? Because if Storm can't do it, and if Ember hasn't been able to do it this tournament, can the worst spirit of the four do it against him?
I think you can end up about even. You can end up about even, and you can enter some fights. Like, there's a lot of skill involved. This hero is not that good, so you've got to play really well when you're playing the hero. But if I believe in anyone to play this hero genuinely, I think it's him right now. He's been so locked in. I think this is a hero where you need to be very selfish and focused on yourself, because if you get too focused on others, you get poor, and then you're worthless. So I genuinely believe he has the skills to pay the bills.
And to touch up on the Doom last pick a little bit, this kind of solves the Largo. Like, if you just Doom Largo, the late game team fights and the sustain don't become much of an issue.
I mean, I personally really like Doom this entire tournament. I feel like it's just been a very stable offlaner, and it scales extremely well into the game. And like I said earlier, it puts a ticking time bomb on you. He has this very clear item build that he wants to go for in the end game, and having that, I think, makes the hero extremely powerful.
Yep. It's very true. I still see Void Spirit though, so I'm going with Void Spirit because it's just it's in my blood, you know. So
I mean, that's what you said last night when you saw the sniper. Even though you said there's ways and abilities and tools to be able to counter that sniper to shut him down, you still went with him. It did well. The Void Spirit might be a simplest of a story, but Insane's over there shaking his head. What's your counter argument to our Void connoisseur?
My boy Doom is gonna cook this game. I feel like DM is gonna show why him joining Yandex was the reason they started winning tournaments, and I think he's gonna have a stellar performance on the Doom here.
Prepare for
I mean, I think if Yandex didn't lose confidence, this is an easy win for them.
Okay, so if there's still full confidence in everything, Yandex can have this one for themselves. We don't really know exactly where they are. The closest we could possibly get is more on the side of Nigma Galaxy because their coach Kuro is standing by with Tsunami.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm joined by Kuroki. It is currently 12:25 in Shanghai, and your boys just finished a 75-minute-long game. I gotta know how the stamina is feeling right now in the booth.
Yeah, we're used to it. Just another job.
Really, you're telling me you're casually playing these midnight games of Dota in a high-intensity situation like this to get top 3 potentially at TI, and it's just that chill.
We are just extremely grateful to be here, to be honest. So we are just enjoying every moment.
We're grateful to have you, Kuro. I was wondering if I could also get some insight on this draft, specifically the last pick. Yandex gets Earth Spirit. You guys end up picking Void Spirit to go against this. Was it a Lorenoff idea or a team idea?
We were thinking about a couple options. We're close to pick maybe Husker with the pick Doom. And then we decided on Void Spirit.
And then last question is, it's a late night. These turnaround games from Nigma keep going very, very exciting. You think we're going to clean it out in a 2-0?
I hope so.
Well, I think the viewer base at home and the Europeans and North Americans waking up may also want a 2-0, or maybe they want to see some more Dota. Let's find out as we get into game number 2.
Thank you very much there, Neil and Kuroki. Yes, game 2 time, ladies and gentlemen, here between Nigma Galaxy and Yandex, and my goodness, still trying to recover for that game 1. What a game 1 in start this best of 3 series off. Coming into game 2, some similarities, some differences in the mid lane. Once again, Chira Jr. ready to roll with the Earth Spirit, and yet this final pick, Lorenoff, I think, he likes a challenge. Last game showed us that it can be done with this Storm against the Earth Spirit. I think if you ask all the other mids at the moment in the tournament, they consider this an even more, another level of challenge. Now he's going to try and show us that this Earth Spirit, you can beat it with a Void Spirit. A lot of mids, they don't even want to touch this hero.
No, and I'm super curious how this match, GH, is probably going to die down here, gets lifted. Does he have Fairy Fire? Will survive one extra. He does survive. Yeah, I'm super curious to see how this one's going to go down, because yesterday, I know me and you, we had one of the most insane recovery type of games come out. Today, almost superseding that with these black holes. And then we had a very one-sided affair. Will that be the case in this one? Because we did see Yandex, they were running the show in that last game. The majority of the beginning of it.
Yeah, the dive comes in, they'll get GH, and they get some as well, they can. Gonna be a double kill for Zax here and dive to the tower. Of course, as you lads and ladies would have seen at home on your screen. First it ended up going down up top. Nigma Galaxy was able to fly with the dive on Watson. 2 for 2 already here in this early game.
And this early game, right? I have to say it again, right? Saksa, his early game was absolutely ridiculous in that last game. So I think that's the biggest thing for Nigma, to weather the storm of this bottom lane, how much Saksa can actually do in terms of pressuring. And overall, too, looking at some of the differences in drafts in this game, I'm seeing a lot of cooldowns on one side and almost none on the other. I feel like the way that Nigma's going to look to play in this game is just some accelerated game, just trying to play around these cooldowns, just get that momentum going. But have to be careful, because their team fight, it does look quite a bit lackluster. See how these lanes do end up going down. As we said, Yandex, they had a big advantage in the lanes last time.
Moves here onto Devi. Should find him. They will. Great kills already here for 2 of them up top. It's a pretty safe lane here for Watson with the backup of Malady as the Wyvern. Yeah, Watson healed up and safe for the lane.
I feel like last game, I was mentioning at the start, Nigma, I thought that they had the hero picks in order to have the advantage in the laning phase, and it ended up being Yandex with the massive superior advantage in that laning phase. This time, I feel like it's Yandex with the superior laning heroes in particular to be able to apply that pressure. So I'm really curious how these lanes are going to go down and how the rotations are going to come down also. And it has to be a lot on Lorenoff again, right? This time they don't have that clutch factor. It's going to be coming from the BKB Black Hole that's uncounterable.
Yeah, true.
It's just going to have to be Lorenoff making these moves, shutting things down, and slowing down Jira's momentum.
Which is going to be the difference, right? Because as you pointed towards, last game it really was Devi opening up the game to allow Lorenoff to get to that point as the Storm, where he's able to make these insane plays late game, doing incredible amounts of damage as the Storm after a bit of a slow start. Come around, might be harder to find that bottom lane. Samael
again kind of goes down. I don't want to say his name super more time. Third one again. A lot of pressure pressure being brought down here. And Clinks in this game too, I was with the panel too. I mean, I get that this is a strong hero that can be strong and you're able to play with that momentum, but this can be a difficult hero to play from behind.
Just got a lead.
One remaining. Like, down the boots are there on Soxa. He's got the extra hits once he gets the vision.
He's not going to see him immediately, but he's going to be ready to reach in under the tower. Anything else to help him out? There's not. A Fade Bolt's going to finish the job.
That's 4 for Soxa. The last time.
4 kills, 4 minutes in. You don't always see that from these supports, but Saxa, he'll do that.
Mid lane, dead even. Lorinov having a better match in this time in comparison. Storm Spirit is doing very well in that matchup. But top lane, Vi is struggling again. This is a full counter pick. We've been seeing some teams actually stray away from the Kez, but versus that Largo, this is one of the best features. Teams have loved to pick this against.
And I've got it.
Melody might go down here.
Good drag back here in the bushwhack. He's going to be able to shoot through the trees. Will still die. Watson gets him clean up in return. Both Omar and Device very low. Omar will get sliced down here by the Kez.
Fine.
Will be fine.
Gets a courier. He'll be able to drag the pre-wave through, so we'll get some more out of this. Lots of kills going down though. 6 to 3. Yandex again having that advantage. Nigma, as you said, did get that first blood. Yandex in this leading position, having this advantage at the moment. EM is off to a hot start.
Oh, he is. He's having a great time down here against the safe lane of Nigma Galaxy. There's now going to have a +1. We're going to get the rotation coming in from Omar.
I think this is necessary. I think they have to accept the fact that this top lane isn't going to be a win. They have to start securing Clinks some extra farm. He doesn't want to play from behind versus this matchup, versus the Earth Spirit, just like Panel was talking about. The Clinks can just start to change if he does get too far behind versus this ES. So I like this move.
Radiant got to secure some L's early game here.
Yeah, just get him a little bit tankier, a little bit of that extra item, so perhaps he can survive versus that collapse that will come on top of it. Malady will look to match these movements though. Moving toward the mid lane, and gonna look to secure the power rune here for Chira Jr. Chira has it 6, a little earlier than Lorinov. Lorinov does have to be careful how he shows, because he also did skill very aggressively. 2-0-3. No point in dissimulate to disengage. He does get caught in these big silences. He could just die and they get the catch.
Here's going to get the setup over the kickback into the magnetize. He's going to go straight for the TP out.
Smart TP.
When he's away.
Big brain. Second, the roll connects. He knows they don't have to follow up stun.
Pressure continues on to Sumail.
Much slower start this time.
He's still getting good CS though.
He is, but something I didn't even get to talk about Sumail too much in that last game. He was doing such a good job of just being this crazy distraction, applying so much damage. That was him playing one of his best heroes. I'm wondering how it's going to be with the Clinks. Because just Necro existing does a lot. Clinks existing a little different with what you're going to be able to do. Wisdom Shrine. Yandex looking to set up for the double again, just like last time. Rolling into Vi.
Yeah, diving up towards the tier 2, getting the kickback. They should still find him though. Able to block him off, make sure that he can't run.
I mean, the early game again, it is getting pretty commanded here from Yandex. The double shrines, having these extra kills as well, having pretty farm.
And now, Wilson, it is quite the difference the hero that Devi's on. He's gone from literally the flashiest offlaner to the least flashy.
Yeah, and also we do have to mention for Lorinov too, right? He was playing his king hero, his Storm Spirit that he loves to play to scale. I'm wondering how the Void Spirit is in comparison, because as they said, it is one of the weaker of the spirits. See how he's going to be able to do in this game versus some decent control for him too, right? This game, it's not just the Earth Spirit silence, it's the Kez that can be a little annoying for him too. So right now, doing very good, matching exactly versus the Earth Spirit.
Guys, gotta be careful. They might dive him again. Close support still here, ready to set up to make another move onto him. To lift up, drag him back over towards the damage of Watson. It's going to be dead again to Vi. They know that last game he really was the one to make the moves. They're doing everything to shut down Devi this time round.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Power's gonna drop super early too. It's only 8 minutes ahead. Lorinov will get the amp damage. Should be able to find Chira here.
Wait for it to get out. No, look at the magnetize down and a decent bit of damage onto the supports. TP comes in from Saxon. Be able to burst through at least Omar. Finding the trade, but indeed Nigma Galaxy going to be happy with taking Chira Jr. out of the game.
Nice. Hey, Lorinov is the clutch factor, right? In this game, it's him rather than the Largo. Very much so. They're trying to amplify him as well with the Largo. So, getting him off to a good start. That does feel like the key for Nigma, for him to make these moves around to get the space. And there's no cooldowns on their draft, right? That's the beautiful thing that we can look at.
Laurenov ready to make this rotation. Ready for the jump on towards PM. It's going to be a very successful move.
We meet in a
I'm so curious to see how this is going to be in the mid game, where it is just. What's their longest cooldown?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's Moonlight Shadow Flink's his small abilities, but there really is no cooldown that Nigma is really playing with.
Actually found Omar.
6 already. Omar's only 3.
Very, very squishy on the hoodwink.
Knocks up unsticks. Again, just like last
Radiant's
time. Running the
middle
show.
tower is under attack.
It didn't end up mattering that last one.
Is under attack.
3-level disparity between him and Omar is pretty
Dire
insane.
are
Sure, they did
scared.
get the double stride steal, but still.
Radiant's middle
A
tower
lot of pressure
is
in
under
this early
attack.
game. Another tower starting to get beaten on.
Every 10 minutes. Pretty much looking like they're going to lose these 2 tier 1 towers.
Okay. That's another leap. Okay, Power
Radiant's
Rune
middle
though,
tower is
they're going to
under
finish the
attack.
full tower. It's not. Potentially able to
Radiant's
set up
middle
for that
tower
Power
has
Rune as well to
fallen.
prevent Laurenov from getting the fill up. Will Laurenov go for this a jump and go for it here? He's under ward vision. He's playing Shield Rune.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Strong rune here for Yandex, for Chira. The damage on Nigma is a little limited, really. Versus this tanky Earth Spirit, could be quite dangerous. Up. Double supports on Yandex, have hit the 6.
Now lock down the burst of damage. Into 2 to sort of enable a kill in any of the lanes. Nigma Galaxy isn't too careful.
GH only gets a leap steal. One of those big ones. There's quite some decent spells to steal in this game. Sure, no big ulti flashy ones for the grouping, just these small ones. Arrow in particular. The Largo is also super powerful if you ever get it.
He's found Sumail. With the Magnetize, needs more attacks to get some of the Fade Bolt. They keep the Magnetize going. Sumail not going to be able to keep himself alive. He's watched from the side here, so not really high enough level to get involved there with that sort of play.
Yeah, and also now with this space, he's starting to beat on the tower. All 3 of these tier 1s getting pressured super hard. Yandex accelerating quickly in this game. And for Divide, right, this is a hero where he kind of has to just sit on the side and farm. Can't really come in and help too much as this Largo in the early game. A lot of the
not
pressure,
a flashy hero.
I feel like all the pressure in this early game is on Laurenov.
It is. It
Every
really is.
single thing needs to be coming out from him. He's gonna have the vessel at a good timing, but he is already having that disparity. And looking at Kez farm, Watson's untouched. Going for the Mage Slayer build, a very strong one this game, playing versus that Void Spirit versus the Largo. Another reason why teams do like that Kez versus the Largo.
Here, to see if he can find Sumail. Sumail a step ahead. We'll make sure that he farms out of harm's way.
Sumail, he needs to get some decent timing on this so if he doesn't get it, he's going to have a really difficult entry into this game. I'd like to play as careful as possible. Probably don't show up to any of these next fights until you have that Deso. And then you can look for some of these fragile supports. You know, the Rubik in particular does not like to play versus these high physical burst heroes. So if you can't find Saksa, you can't find some free grabs when he's got the Deso done for the legs. Okay, lead out Yandex. Third vessel coming out from Kira. They're going to accelerate.
They're ready to start gravitating towards the bottom lane, see if they can find this 3rd tier 1 nice and early.
It's a lot harder, too, for Nigma to set up the kills on Watson in comparison than Yandex setting up the kills on Sumail. If Sumail gets caught, he's likely just dead. Watson has ways to play around if he doesn't get caught.
Radiant's bottom
vulnerability with the Raven's Veil. Continuing.
Have to let this tier 1 go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Spirit Illusion to be able to tank the entirety of it. Smoke's coming out, level 6. Still not there for Omar. That burst damage is lacking it.
Hard to find someone up at the moment. Nobody's around the side of the map for Yandex.
Dire's top
Maybe the
tower
Kez. Watson
under
is
attack.
starting to make his way back
Has
down.
returned through the twin gate now.
And they full combo him.
Laurenov in with the jump.
Not easy to go for him here.
Doesn't see an angle to feel confident to lay down a remnant and then grab him.
Was not completely aware of the positioning of the rest. It's dangerous to do that under the tower. They'll back up and reset.
Knowing where to cut their losses there, at least Nigma Galaxy not trying to make too greedy of a play.
I think like, if they have the Omar with level 6, perhaps they can go for this type of play with high burst, even through Cold Embrace. But the fact that he's still not 6 yet on this Hoodwink is limiting their damage potential for some of these kills. Yandex looking for another steal. I mean, Omar this time will be able to get the Shrine. They are setting up for him, though. And maybe anticipate that Devi is farming in this area, too. This is literally where Largo always farms.
Sax is ready to get the setup. Telekinesis thrown back into the damage. Watson, Devi wouldn't get over to the tier 2 of the curse.
Oh, it hits all 3.
Locks down the 3 of them and allows them to take Devi out. What's considering? He's going to dive around this tier 2 Sumel's pretty low. Watson's going to get it with the ult. Sumel trying to heal up, but he's going to take it down to the damage of Watson. Dive for Virginia.
Nice push
Under the tower, but this might be a tier 2 dive too much. Lost the Watson survive, and now Laurenov turns his efforts over to Chira Jr. Goes in with the astral step, the remnants down. Chira Jr. is going to tick down low, tries to deny himself the aim.
He will
succeed in doing so.
Ooh, that hurts. Laurenov really wanted that kill. Nice dodge of the silence there, jumping through it. He's lose so much. He's been around there too. The Blink, Sumail, he actually turns up before the Deso is finished and ends up getting brought down. This is a cannon fodder. He was just in the area of the curse and gets up getting whittled down from all the AoE damage.
So a little bit messy from Yandex.
A bit messy.
A few of their cores knocked off the map themselves, but they'll be too upset with. Maintaining this lead here, 15 minutes in, 4K advantage.
Would have been amazing if Laurenov touched the last touch. The fact that the First Spirit denies himself. Hurting a little bit here. Saksa now does have the Amphibian Rhapsody. He does have the song stolen. Pretty strong one for his team, too.
That should help.
Again. Sumail. I'm surprised that he did show up before that Deso. I did want to see him try to finish it. Now we'll be able to have it finished. That extra damage could be the difference maker in some of these fights. Has to find the back line, though. He is the difficult thing, too, for Sumail is that in some of these games when you're playing something like this Blinks, you want someone else that's gathering some information. Arrow, hold back.
Rune here for the next fight, Chira Jr.
They're not getting any time on the side of Nigma. Also take advantage of these cooldowns. Yandex is getting reset. Go for the next play. Magnetizes at the ready. Not farming well. That's the key, as we said. He really is the one to watch with this game. How much he can do and how much he can scale on the Void Spirit. Tough hero to make work, as we've seen in this tournament.
Was Storm last game.
Yeah.
Do so again here on the Void Spirit. It's at the start. KDA is great. Top net worth here for his team. Not too far behind that of those cores on Yandex.
Time perhaps for them to accelerate things here on the side of Nigma. They do have Omar with 6, Moonlight Shadows at the ready. They have GH with the setup with the Yules.
Dire are scanning.
Dangerous territory for him to go in, though. Under multiple sentries, they'll make the move top.
Up there, throws out the dust.
Oh, he makes it away. Now Omar.
Bushwhack off. Now the Kinesis is there. Devi trying to drag Omar back to safety. Watson should be able to chase this down. Omar to save him.
Actually
comes in to keep him alive. Now Laurenov feeds him with a counterplay. Let's jump on Malady. Malady against the curse off. Doesn't matter. Laurenov already able to bring Malady down.
Nice reaction.
Is here, rolls forward. The Link this time won't be able to bail Laurenov out. Devi cannot save him. Has only ended up putting himself in a bit of a dangerous position. He'll try and run, but he's going to kick down low to the magnetizing the vessel. Yandex, they bring the numbers. This time they get 2 clean core kills, only losing their Wyvern.
Much easier for them this game to just set up for these kills and not have a threat as well, too. Sumail's getting much slower this time around. They will find Laurenov. They're going to slow down that momentum. It was starting to build up. Jira having a very good entry into this game again, and BKB soon on the horizon. Watson, and this is similar network that he had on the Terrorblade, it feels like last game. Doing similar stuff, it feels like, on the side of Yandex that they did in the last one. And they're not slowing down. DM in this game has been a bit quiet in terms of showing up. Now he's got the blink. He already got his drum and his charge farm. Now he's going to look at the plays as well. See, they tries to react. They are losing control in terms of the map.
dive him up to tier 2. Bottom.
Ready bottom, a big connection.
That's a huge kill. And time in the middle, the jump's been made. They get the catch up to the both of them, taking down Omar and Lorinov.
Bushwhack steal. Sox against the 2.
Not going empty-handed. Nigma Galaxy being able to find that pick off onto Watson on the bottom lane at the same time. Down that Kez.
Getting the Deso stack also all important for Sumail to get that extra momentum for himself.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Next to one more.
Quite go for Shira. He's taking especially with the back of the team.
Dire's top tower.
He's down Watson though.
Sumail was recently around this area. Question of how deep they want to try and hunt for him. Be fine for now.
GH has to be pretty clutch with these arrows too, right? He is the long lockdown for the
Radiant's
team.
bottom tower
Can't
is
connect
under
with some of
attack.
these.
Wow.
Can't allow Sumail to pull this forward. It's dangerous, Sumail.
Good information.
Mules.
Into the arrow. And extra damage. Sumail. Kill. Top lane at the same time though. Divine. Caught on his own by Saxter and DM.
Monster kill for some reason. He's getting quick video flash. Does come in though. This time it's that's important. I go for the second year Sox on the trace.
And get involved in another one. 8-0-8. Here at the moment on Sax's Rubik, 20 minutes in.
It's exactly the same as he was doing on this Hoodwink last game, just controlling the map, making every single move. All 3 cores farming very well on the side of Yandex. Something I'm going to point this out too. This divide. I've seen a lot of these players do this on the Largo. This rebuild. I heard it was like the 33 popularized thing. Get this less downtime when you're using your ultimate when you're swapping. We'll see if it ends up paying off in this game because you don't really get that many extra benefits compared to, you know, this Kaya Sanjo that we've seen most people do in the Aghanims. It's kind of like this in-between, but we'll see how much it pays off for him. Because he does feel pretty vulnerable in this game. But I thought maybe he does look like that Lotus early. You know, it doesn't feel great to get it as a first item. He is playing for some really good Lotus heroes. Moving the silence, reflecting the doom. Second item, definitely gotta go for the Lotus. We'll see if the Ocarina ends up paying off. It is a very greedy choice.
To get away from this chase. Chase going to continue. Chiri Jr. able to climb the slow into the DM, jumping over to G8. Leaves and the Moonlight, not enough to save him.
Audi Blink is finished up for him now too. Even better positioning to be able to follow up. They have multiple ways now to cover from the right. They have Earth Spirit rolling in, and then Blink Doom, Blink Rubik, Blink Wyvern. But really looking to close the gap on top of a hero like Blink's, which he hates getting the gap closed on top of him too. So, but he was pressured.
They want to fight.
Want to catch him off guard. They don't want Yandex to be able to chill back and get those kills.
I have the line, the Remnant down on a Malady. Now the counterplay comes in. Roll forward onto Lorinov. Push one from Roman to hold the bound. The curse comes in from Malady. Launches down the two of them, and out the end. The wall kick gets the finish. Drop down on the Lorinov. Lorinov and Omar disintegrate.
And it's Sumail.
He's caught as well. DM in on top of him. Watson bringing in the damage to take Sumail out.
Vi sticking around as well.
Sax is ready to jump in and try and finish off another. Vi, enough to turn and head up to the high ground.
Radiant's middle tower
He'll live, but 3 dead on Nigma Galaxy and not able to take down anybody with them.
Way harder for them to do these type of clutch plays like last time. You know, the Enigma doing so much work in that last time. Largo, like you said, he's just not that flashy of a hero.
No, it's such a different style.
Yeah, you really just buff up that core, make him look amazing, and they're going to do so much on the map. Another kill Yandex is able to find.
So much harder to see that one sort of move to sort of turn this around for Nigma Galaxy. This time it just had to be some sort of team effort, team play. Their best hopes at the moment still is going to be Lorinov.
It's going to be Lorinov.
Void Spirit. Find that sort of jump, that pick off, to open up a state of the game to allow them to go for some sort of team fight.
They got us.
Hope here, Nigma Galaxy.
I mean, they need to smoke and they need to play around these cooldowns. Right now, her Magnetize is down, Doom is down, Curse is down. Losing her combo to get a catch. They're not easy to find though. Watson already has the ball yet.
Top tower has fallen.
Let's see what they can do. They know he's up here.
They got a chain stun it. And they connected perfectly.
In the bushwhack, into the remnant, into the sharp shot. He'll get the BKB and the parry off. Can he survive this? He cannot.
Got him.
Successful play there from Nigma Galaxy to bring down the carry.
The Deso stack, Sumail will take that.
Radiant's middle
Slow
tower
down that
is under
momentum in
attack.
any way. Great opportunity to do it too. Around those cooldowns, you can see Yandex didn't really want to react to these moves. And Sumail, now for these next moments, has to be very careful. The jab is picked up for Chira. This could also be a massive kill. If they can somehow find Chira isolated, get the kill, take the gem, they can start to control the map a lot easier. They have the mobility around the map with the Moonlight Shadow, with the clicks. They can constrict that vision from the Yandex and give them the opportunity to get these kills around the cooldown.
Radiant's middle
A lot
tower
harder
is
to
under
see a
attack.
full path of success with them this game without having that Enigma factor. This type of advantage. These 3 quarters make this big.
GH.
Gage.
No, he's in here.
Yandex is set up to look for Tormentor, even though they were allergic to the Tormentor last game. Do they want to go through the portal and go through the top? They are setting up.
You're around to interrupt this for the moment from Nigma Galaxy. Next big pickups that we're seeing.
Looked like they were setting up for it. Someone's pinging it. Watson was going to farm a small camp instead of.
I mean, as you said, they're pretty reluctant.
I'm telling you, they're very reluctant.
Not big fans of the Tormentor here, Yandex, but this game they will go for it.
There's some pretty good ones. I mean, both of them are very good. Soxa gets it. It's fantastic. He's got the save. And he does get it. So we'll have that shard for the potential save.
He's going to continue popping off.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
9-0-11. He is a big pinata. I mean, killing Sox is actually a big priority, too.
Yeah. That's going to see him. Trying to sneak around here with the remnants of the Moonlight Shadow, but they've caught him.
Oh, and he gives Moonlight Shadow also. Sox is going to have that next move.
That's a rare steal. You don't get that one often.
That's a very dangerous move to give up. That's a cooldown. He's going to use it right away. They're going to make the move across the map. They didn't even have to use an ultimate for this kill, so they have everything ready for the team fight. More enough, he needs to get a BKB early. Usually not the case you want to do on a Void Spirit, but totally understandable. Playing versus the Earth Spirit, playing versus the Gaz. A lot of control that he has to worry about, so definitely understand why he wants to go for that. Sumail, he's going to go green. I think he has to go for this Hagen in this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sort of survive through these moments, Nigma Galaxy. Yandex ruling the map.
World is their oyster at the moment. Roche definitely on the horizon for them soon. And for Nigma, as we said, the team fight for them, it's a lot more difficult. They really just don't have much team fight in general in comparison. Small cooldown abilities. Not backing up the Roche just yet. Got the boom at the ready.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Have vision on bottom side as well now too. They see GH using the Moonlight Shadow. The ward that's placed down bottom from Malibu does scout everything here. Watson also Moonlight Shadow. They're both moonlighted.
He's going to take an arrow to the face though. So
That's a lot of money.
he's dead at the start of the fight there. The money going the way of Sumail, but able to put an end to that kill streak.
Oh, that's a dream for Sumail. That's a full Aghanim finished up. That's the godlike streak. Both the Moonlight shadowing into each other, but the sentry was down from GH.
Well, able to take away the 28-minute Shrine of Wisdom.
Done. It looks like it should be
He's out of there.
Alrighty. Making the moves. That win probability. Even with an 8K lead, it's only believing 55% right now for Yan.
As I say, Nigma Galaxy, you can never count them out.
Clutch factor. They've proven time and time again.
They do not mind playing from behind. In fact, if anything, it's where they they're in their element.
Vide's getting time to catch up too. That's the Octarine done. His Lotus is about to be finished, so starting to get answers, starting to get protection. Magnetize the silence, the doom. Sumail now set up for top. Chira's on him. Dodges the roll, big damage.
Lay down the burning army.
Chira's still gonna roll on him.
The angle doesn't get it clean though.
Pick off the mark too.
Look at the lift up. The link here for Divide. He's gonna get dropped down. Diem taking a lot of damage. The Cold Embrace will come in and keep him safe. Same time though, time is poor for Sumail to get out of there. This Doom won't kill him.
I mean, that's a big deal that he survives that type of move. It looked like he was very likely to go down. I think that Magnetize got instant dispelled from the Largo link. Bit awkward there for DM. Jumping up, taking the kill with the Doom. Downtime now. 100 seconds, no Doom. Magnetize on cooldown 50. Nigma's gonna instant smoke.
GH is gonna reveal himself. Watson! He's just gonna turn and almost instantly kill GH. I'm trying to get away with the Moonlight Shadow, but a few more hits from Watson. It's gonna do it. Pops
Next hit.
GH.
Nigma's coming though.
I mean, they might be able to punish him.
Does he find Chira? He has BKB.
Get up onto the high ground.
Watson's here as well.
Oh, he's gonna turn and try and fight back. Watson getting a good angle to jump in. Looks towards the squishes first. Tries for Omar. Omar jumps down to the low ground, but the Spirit Vessel should take him out. Junior BKB coming in with that. DM comes in with the back of the shots forward. Gets connection on to my and Lauren off as Watson's clean it up. Gets the triple kill. Right over towards Sumail. This fight, it's gonna be all Yandex as Lauren off. He'll fall. Ultra kill for Watson.
He was so ready for him. Waiting on the high ground, the off sentry was placed. They were, I mean, totally ready for them. The two of them just jumping into all 5 heroes. I think he got the Echo Slash on at least 4 hero connection.
He got that angle at the start, absolutely.
That's so applied on everybody. Mage Slayer as well too, so the damage is limited coming up from Lornov. Tried to get the gem pick up, but yeah, look at the positioning. Off sentry placed in the perfect spot.
And just no fear, as soon as they see all the first of them, Omar show his face, immediately Chira Jr. and Watson turn towards them. They know, they can feel that they do have this advantage at the moment, and they're not afraid to take these fights.
Watson.
Tier 2 pretty deep. To pull back a little bit. DM getting in with another jump to burn through GH. DM at this point still a very beefy frontliner. Yandex can afford to have just sort of jump in onto Nigma Galaxy without too much fear of dying.
Trying to push forward, take advantage of the clinks and Void Spirit still being alive. They're going to start respawning. Yandex will respect it. They'll back up. Ready, Magnetize as well. But again, they don't double Shivas. It's a very good Shivas game playing versus that physical damage. Feels fine to do that here on the Earth Spirit and on the Doom. Heroes that are amazing with the item. Mel, doing up the Hex. I'm feeling like they're just lacking a bit of that extra disable to kill little Watson, to kill the Earth Spirit.
Pushback. Easy to hit it, yeah, against this Spirit. Very hard to catch Chira Jr.
Holding the game again here. Their gem intact. All their ultis again at the ready. Nigma wants to go here with this next move. GH has finished up his Aghanim, so some extra burst. Their burst on a single target is pretty strong on Nigma. That's pretty much how they have to play in this game, right? Is finding that one target exploding. That's how, the lack of team fight kind of makes that the case for them. While for Yandex, a lot easier options to go for those fights. They're going to smoke up. Chiba's on the dude with the congregation. The stun is pretty large.
Last finding multi-hero stuns to help with that. To back. GH gets too close, people will jump in. Melody trying to start, just going to just drop the curves here to ensure they can close the gap.
They're sensing how afraid Nigma really is of taking the fights. They're not afraid to throw that curse out here.
Saxa
on war.
Get the setup. Telekinesis into the stolen arrow. That's Omar gone.
He's got arrow. I didn't even see it. He's had it for some time as well, too. Very dangerous steal to have last an eternity. Roche potentially on the menu now here.
I think so, yeah.
Analyst done.
Couple of kills.
Nesso, 45 on Watson.
Cleans this up quickly.
Not a threat. threat this time. There's some black hole, there's not some necro that's just gonna blink into your face. It's much more difficult for him to do that kind of play.
Already.
Maybe they can set up on bottom.
Yeah, DM's making the quick play here with the TP bottom. Sumail shows he'll be in trouble.
Both gonna stay in connection. DM, the one that's more at the ready here for Sumail. Lornoff might get caught for this.
Lornoff sticking around for an extra 3-wave. Jump right at the
Awesome.
Remnant. Actually trying with the chase.
Radiant's top tower.
See him here with the Distiller.
Should be alright there. Dissimulate back up in a second, and they'll soon have another astral step.
Yeah,
Remnant might time in, but not enough time to stop the Doom coming off. He'll go for the BKB TP though. So he will live.
expensive survival. 90 seconds, he will not have that
Radiant's
BKB
top
for the
tower
fight.
is under attack.
4 minutes on this Aegis, and Watson, his damage absolutely ridiculous now with this Daedalus. They have to be so careful. A lot of, I mean, most of them, right? That's the thing about Nigma. Also, this game is, they're really squishy.
Oh,
They really are.
absolutely. If they get jumped on by the jump, which, I mean, you look at the heroes, right? All of Yandex,
They all have flames.
everybody's ready to start the fight on Yandex. They all have the potential to initiate.
Watson's going for Blink himself too, right? So he's going to be able to have that follow-up as well. These next few moments feel very difficult for Nigma to be able to turn the fights around. They have to just kind of play split, though. I feel like the way going in a 5v5 team fight just isn't the way that their draft is designed on the side of Nigma. So trying to get the split push, trying to find these targets of Yandex when they are answering that split push is probably their best answer. It's just difficult. They have great vision right now on Yandex, so they're seeing these moves coming. Also very slowed down. Much harder to see a path of success for Nigma to turn this one around.
Some sort of fight where Sumail finds the perfect angle to lay down the burning army and start picking off the squishier the heroes on Yandex's lineup.
They gotta find that backline somehow. Kill them first. But yeah, running through the gem, running through this map control, it's difficult for them to do so. Right outside the face. By this hit with Watson. Sneaky word even being placed. So much coverage. They're covering what, all three of the spots that they can really exit from outside the base. We do see Nigma set up on top to find a solo target. They do have that burst damage from the kills.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not able to run it that early one on top.
Dire's top tower is under
Taking the
attack.
gap. It's 4 o'clock now. Yep, he's the one. I thought it was going to be Chira also to buy this. Might still even at some point. Tralos is picking up the first one. Limited magical damage now at this point on the side of Nigma. Make him extremely survivable on DM.
Let's take a look to play for top now. Got the last lane, there's still a tier 2 standing to try and take away. Top wave push round.
It's dangerous. Set for Nigma to step outside versus these 4 blink daggers and the Kez.
Thompson, he's happy to go for the Divide, goes straight over towards the Largo. Divide trying to run.
Here comes Chira. He's connecting.
Silence comes in.
Off the mark. Arrow connect.
Good arrow, but they're trying to tell the curse is there. He gets the jump over towards him, knocks him down. They'll finish off the catch for once.
Sumail.
Who comes in on a Sumail? He will fall. Roll forward over towards Omar. It's going to be 3 dead. A buyback will come out. Divide.
Hey, that's Yandex, you'll be that's a great use of your Aegis, right? You get 2 big kills, you force a buyback as well on the court. Gold League just continues to grow for them. The hope for Nigma in this game, it's just looking harder and harder. Gatorade's not the same kind of line. Having that glitch back there.
Sort of memories of the Enigma.
And
Don't have
off.
shame. You gotta get the BKB off and jump back. Regional with his own BKB and retaliation there. Roll out.
Great, has the BKB.
Catch him after it, they don't. They're able to force him back to safety.
Using the buyback. Sure, he's got the Lotus and he's got the Ocarina, but a much quieter game this time around. Set. Not so flashy. Though he's trying to buff up Lorinov, it's just much harder to see him.
Yeah, it happens in some of these games with some of these offlaners that are the best, best in the world on some of the performances. Device giving us one of the most amazing Nigma performances we've seen in quite some time. Largo, you just can't be that flashy. It's understandable, of course. Largo, very strong hero right now, but for very different reasons, and reasons that aren't really going to help you turn a game around like this when you're coming up to a 20k gold deficit. It's not the same situation here for Nigma Galaxy, unfortunately for them here in game 2.
And honestly, for Lorinov, right, the Void Spirit in comparison to the Snow Spirit, he was starting to pop off in the last game, start to make some crazy space for that Enigma. This one, sure, he's 5-4-3. His farm is good, but it definitely feels just that much harder in this one. Doom as well, too, if he just gets caught one close. He has the gem. He is all important. Blink now for Watson, so it is 5 ways to jump in and start now. Enigma's in this area up top, too. Oh, this would be if they find Lorinov, this would be devastating.
Nigma is not going to expect this this angle. He's got BKB if he feels the need to, and he'll play it safe. Once the BKB starts to run, he's going to go for the BKB TP out. But the ways to stop it. Curse is there. They'll lock him down, kill him off. It's Lorinov dead for 80.
And it's the gem. They just had bought it a couple moments ago for him.
Come down bottom TM. He might be tempted to make a solo play. He'll go for it. Trading on a GH. Drop the dude down for this one. He'll go immediately for the TP out.
Gets hit again.
They're ready to put a stop to that DM. Dead now on Nigma Galaxy.
A lot of gold DM he can get. That's crazy how much he gets from LNG. 645. I mean, I know he's rich, but a lot of money DM gets for a solo grab. Level 25, soon to be there for the Doom as well.
Smell, seen him find an angle here. He's got an amplified damage room, but immediately the corner base comes down the front and Watson just jumps in with the Echo Slash onto the 3 of them. Destroys Omar, looks over towards Samel. Samel trying to stand his ground under the tier 2, but will not survive. DMs in again with the tendrils. They'll put a stop to him. There's 4 dead. Divide, the last one left standing on Nigma Galaxy. He'll get those beyond the tier 3s.
Oh,
and
dead.
team wipe. As Yandex, this time round, I don't think they're letting this lead slip away, folks.
It sure doesn't look like it. They're steamrolling through it. No hope there for Divide to get these catches. I mean, 1-9 this game. He's truly been answered. The draft from Yandex feels like it's the solution to all that Nigma did have this time around. And Saksa again in this game, truly popping off. This time, it did not slow down for Yandex almost at all. 30k lead. Double racks potentially to fall. Lorinov attacked here, Lorinov needed. That might just be it, Owen.
No money for buyback. 200 or so gold short here on the Void Spirit. They're going to lose the second set of racks top here, Nigma Galaxy. Yandex ready to look to the Mega Creeps. Got one more fight left in them. 25 on Shira as well. For their skeleton. So mistakes made as well. Not hemorrhaging these kills, not giving any opportunity to Divide to really play the game. And Sumail, both of them having, what, 3 and 8 on the Clinks, 1 and 9 on the Largo. That's the Megas. Next. A little bit of breathing room.
Just a very little bit. Not much increase for Sumail in these last moments either. Hasn't been able to find the crit, hasn't been able to get that hex that he was looking for quite some time ago. Just more caution, I do feel like we're seeing from Yandex. Even though, yes, there's no BKB, this Black Hole, etc., I'm seeing them just being more cautious, especially Chira, not only these. There's still some aggressive dive plays in the base, but not as aggressive as it was in that last time. They're not giving them that chance to fall back in this game. Watson. 7k gold as well if he wants to spend it up before the final push. It's so good. Final attempt. I mean, they've done some crazy things, Nigma Galaxy. This would be the craziest. This absolutely would be. We can turn this one around. Against the Mega Creeps. Has been done before. Well, That was a little different how that Mega Creep comeback did happen.
It has been
but
done.
it has been done.
The Mega Creeps are not undefeatable. The win probability would say otherwise at the moment.
They're looking to close it out. Final jump in the base. Fail.
Nigma Galaxy, the final attempt to hold here in the game two. Already the jump spray, the cards is in. Onto the forward, and it's going to be, oh my god, Watson in the mix of the ball. With the ultimate, the buybacks are going to come out. The Kira Jr. pretty close to the fountain, but he's so tanky here. Stones pop, gets the magnetized gun, keeps it going on. They tie it of Nigma Galaxy, and he's ready to roll away.
They're ticking down as well, too. He's going to keep it spreading. The damage is starting to add up on him. He's got the cold embrace.
The buyback comes out here for Nigma Galaxy. DM back in with the jump. Low enough will be able to jump away from the simulation, but Watson's in with the Echo Slam. And they're cleaning them up to the fountain. Beyond godlike here for Watson. Double kill, triple kill for Watson. They've killed him the once, but it's only down to Lauren and Samael. Now just down to Lauren as this game's looking to be over. Yandex ready to push this one to a game 3. GG's called. This time round, no hiccups, no mistakes here from Yandex. They get the lead, they build the lead, and Nigma Galaxy, they don't have the luck factor to turn this game too far.
Definitely not. That was the big difference that you can feel, but also, I mean, again, like last time though, Yandex, they smashed these lanes, just the way that they progressed through the map. I'm gonna have to say too, like the Saksa, just this early game, what he's able to do, these double kills he gets by.